So today I'm just going to do a brief demonstration on how to sharpen pastel pencils or hard pastels with a double cut file. This file that I have is about 12 inches long. It's a double cut. It means it's got teeth in both directions, and you can buy it at a regular hardware store. You could do it with a smaller file. The reason I like to have a big one is it gives me lots of surface area to sharpen the pastels. So now I'll give you a brief demonstration on how I go about that. I have a small cardboard box here, and it's to collect the powder from the pastels. Just will mention one thing. The advantage of this over sandpaper is it's easier to clean, and the clear advantage over using a razor knife is it's a lot safer, and in my opinion it's a lot faster once you get used to it. So the technique is basically this. Take the pastel, hold the file at an angle inside your box or your paper, and then putting a finger close to the end. Don't hold the pastel back here because the pressure will break the pastel, or it could. Put the pastel on the angle on the corner and just begin rubbing back and forth. And you can see the pastel comes off very quickly. Rotate to the other side. Continue sharpening. Now you can change the angle at which you sharpen it. It's up to you. I'm not putting very much pressure on this. I've rotated it again. And again, I've rotated it to the last corner. And then I'm just going to continue to rotate maybe a quarter of a turn, taking down the corners. Rotating as I go. And you can see that it takes off the pastel very quickly. Now I'm just about to a sharp point, so I'm now putting very little pressure, and I'm focusing a little bit more on the very tip of the pastel. And there we have a very sharp hard pastel. Didn't take very much time. Now I'll flip it over. We can do the pencil on the other side. This pencil is not new. It's been used, obviously. But it's dull and needs to be sharpened. So the first thing you do is focus on when you're sharpening a pencil is you're going to take off the wood. Now this takes a little bit more pressure, but again I hold it close to the tip, and as you can see a little bit of the pastel comes off as I'm sharpening the wood, but I'm really focusing on getting the wooden part of the pencil off. And as I do that, I begin to form a long tip of pastel pencil. And I'm just looking at it to see where I need to sharpen more. And now I'm going to focus again on the tip itself. I've got enough wood off. And I will just say one thing: if you do push too hard, you will break the tips. Not so much on the pencils, but on the hard pastels. Now there, I have an extremely fine tip. And again, you can change the angle if you want to sharpen it, but that's pretty good. I will wipe these, of course, on paper towel before I use them. Now to clean the file, I have here a small wire brush. It's metal. Comes in, you can get them in brass or plastic. I bought it at a hardware store as well. You could use a larger version, but this one works good. You could use a stiff toothbrush if you needed to, but a wire brush actually works better. Now the grooves go this way and this way, so first I just clean this way, removing the powder, and again on this side. And then I'm also going to pull in this direction. This cleans the teeth in the other direction. And I quite often do this right over top of the garbage can, so I don't have powder everywhere. Now when you're cleaning this, if you're worried about the dust, you could wear a mask. That's fine. And there you have it. The file is now ready to go. Now, I don't clean the file every time I sharpen a pencil or pastel. I fill up the file top to bottom, both sides. I go over in different areas because you're going to wipe the pastel anyways. Typically in a small painting, a landscape or something, I may not clean it at all during the entire painting. If I'm doing more detailed work where I really have to have fine tips, such as a portrait, for example, or painting a bird with some detail, then I may clean it once or twice during the painting. Anyway, that's it. You can buy these files at any, but remember, it is a double cut file, not a single cut. There is a difference. You can just ask for it at the hardware store. Okay, thank you very much for watching.